The COVID-19 pandemic has devastated the live music industry, but we're all working hard to help those who really need it. Therefore, I'm donating 50% of the proceeds generated from my show to help other artists, musicians, and production personnel who need it. Please join me and consider giving what you can to this worthy cause. And no amount is too small. Thank you for your support. I'm grateful to have music as an outlet to create, and that's the best part about being an artist for me, because I get to connect with people, tell my story, and hopefully help people feel less alone. Hi, I'm Jules Aurora, and this is my story. So I first started singing when I was 3. I grew up in an all-Filipino household, so lots of karaoke, and my dad played piano, so I grew up always surrounded by music. I would sing all the oldies with him, and I was born in New Jersey, so we had a basement, and that was like my singing cave. So I would just sing down there. And then I moved to San Diego when I was 10, so I continued to do music, and I fell in love with musical theater. I was in all of the musical theater shows growing up, like in middle school and throughout high school. I also used to dance, and at my dance recitals, I remember my dance teacher would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and it was always a singer. And so it's always just been my dream, and I honestly don't even remember ever wanting to be anything else other than an artist. And I sang with a jazz band at that time too. So I just was always surrounded by music, and I just fell in love with it from day one. Throughout high school, that's all I did. It was music. That's where I found my place, and that's where I really fit in. I went to college at SDSU, and I was really dedicated to getting a degree because I have Filipino parents, and naturally they wanted me to pursue my education first. So I actually consolidated all of my classes into 3 years. For one semester, I was in 21 units, and I was super stressed out, but I was determined to get my degree completed so I could move to LA and pursue music. So when I first graduated college, 2 weeks later, I moved to LA, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I didn't have any idea of what the right thing to do was at that time. So I was working a retail job. I was living paycheck to paycheck at that time because the retail job just gave me the flexibility to pursue music. And I was working nights and then going to auditions and writing during the day and trying to fit all this stuff in my schedule and survive in a big city that I had no idea what was going on in the industry at that time. But it was a very trying experience, but I definitely made the most of it. Looking back on it, it's crazy because my first show, I think 2 people showed up. It was at the Viper Room, and I literally sang an entire set. It was 45 minutes to 2 people. And after that show, I remember I just broke down like crying. And I was with my boyfriend at the time, and I just remember saying like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what I think is gonna happen in this city. Because I feel like everyone in LA, when they first move there, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a star. And that's just the impression that a lot of people get, but it was really hard. I used my retail job to actually help get people to my shows. So I was friends with all of my employees. I was a store manager at the time, and all of my employees would come to my shows, and towards the end of that chapter of my life, I had like 100 people show up to my House of Blues show. And it was an amazing experience coming from 2 people to like a whole venue full of people, and it was nice. And I definitely value that time a lot because it taught me what hard work is. It taught me a lot of skills actually that I use now with working with people, and it just makes me appreciate the freedom that I have now as an artist to create and to make my own schedule, because I've definitely been there. I've definitely had the 9 to 5 with my passion on the side. And being Filipino too, like a lot of my family was always like, why don't you just make singing your hobby and, you know, get a real job? That was always the question at all of the holiday parties. So That was really hard to overcome, but I definitely experienced all of the struggles of being a starving artist. And at the end of the day, I'm very grateful for it because I wouldn't be who I am today without having that experience. And I'm also just grateful for music. You know, it was always my outlet. I always wrote, I always found my escape, and that's where I always connected.
For you to give me help, and after all of this time, you still hold on to your past. And I'm so tired of playing this game. No matter how I try, your mind still stays the same. So I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go. I took a chance on a love, and I can't take it back. I've worked so hard for this love, and now I'm waving my white flag. 'Cause I'm so tired of running this race. No matter how I try, I still can see her face. So I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go. And I know that she'll still think of me when you look into her eyes. And I know you'll still be wanting me on all those empty nights. So right now I'm telling you goodbye instead of wasting my time. 'Cause I gave you my heart, and you gave me just half of yours. So I'm letting you go. I'm letting you go.
Hello, I'm Keith, Director of Sales at AT&T. We recently opened a new store at the corner of Delmar and Valley in San Gabriel. We are here to serve our community's wireless, TV, and broadband needs. We invite you to come in, get to know us, and see what we have to offer. We have great promotions and an array of phones, tablets, and services to choose from. At AT&T, we look forward to meeting you and providing you with excellent service. Thank you.
As I was working my 9-to-5 job, I actually got presented with an opportunity from one of my performer friends to be a lead singer for a cruise line. So it was at that time such an awesome opportunity for me because I was like, wow, I get to travel, I get to sing for thousands of people multiple times a week, and just be happy and work on my craft and get paid for it. So for me, it was just a straightaway yes. At that time, it was kind of a struggle for me in LA, so I was really excited to take that opportunity. And on the ship, I made some amazing friends that I'll have forever. There was a lot of downtime, so I would use that time to make little covers in my room. And at that time, I was just trying to pass, you know, all the time at sea. So I would make covers on my ukulele. I would sneak into the piano rooms and the piano lounges during the day and use the grand piano to just practice and sing by myself. And I remember actually all the cruise ship workers, a lot of them were Filipino like me, so they would just come and like listen to me sing during the day. It was really at that time that I started to gain fans on Instagram, and that was my first platform that I actually gained a fan base. So I actually created most of that on the ship, and I was able to really work on my voice and my stage presence and performing with a live band and performing that consistently. Like my stamina just really got a lot stronger throughout my experience on the ship. So when I got back home from the ship, I was in San Diego trying to figure out what the next steps were for me. I didn't really know what to do with the growing fan base that I had. I was like, oh, well, I definitely want to move back to LA. So that was where I had my eyes set. I wanted to come back and come back stronger. So that was my goal. But when I was at home throughout the first maybe couple of weeks that I was back, I actually just found out that the first person that I really loved, I was in a relationship for 5 years before the ship, and when I got home, he passed away suddenly, and this was just a really difficult time in my life. Like I kind of wasn't sure where my career was going, and I lost someone that meant the world to me. So I turned to music naturally to help me through that time. But to this day, like, I've never had someone love me the way he did. So that was just, it was a really hard time. I was with family in San Diego. I really needed the support, and I wrote my song Back to Us to give comfort to anyone who's ever lost someone, and to just really cherish those moments, like with the people you love. I didn't really know what direction to go, and I felt like I was losing you know, someone who meant the world to me. So music pulled me out of that. You know, I went to the studio. I worked with one of my friends, Jesse Barrera. He helped me co-write a lot of my music in my first EP. And that EP is called The Silver Lining, because you just always have to find the silver lining out of any storm that you go through and any loss or any obstacle that you're faced with. I created my first EP with inspiration from all of these experiences, from the ship, from just my personal life, from this tragic loss that I went through. And I'm grateful to have music as an outlet to create. And that's the best part about being an artist for me, because I get to connect with people, tell my story, and hopefully help people feel less alone.
Was on my way back to us, but we ran out of time. Wonder if I did enough. I didn't save the love that keeps me questioning what we had or could have been. Thinking of the better days. We'd sneak out at night. It was at 3 a.m. when you would take me by the hand and pull me in. Nothing else mattered then. I could have said I save for when you meet me where the sun goes down, where we slowly fade away, dancing where there's nothing left to say. It was just the two of us taking on the world. It wasn't always perfect, but you taught me what it meant to love, how heartbreak feels. I know what we had was real. I could have said a million things, holding on to us, and more than 1,000 memories. I save for when you meet me where the sun goes down, where we slowly fade away, dancing when there's nothing left to say. In my mind, you still light up the dark. I'm here, lying in your arms, and I try to deny that you're gone. The best part of me that keeps hanging on. I could have said a million things, holding on to us, and more than 1,000 memories. I save for when you meet me where the sun goes down, where we slowly fade away, dancing when there's nothing left to say. I promise you to live the life we made. I live the life we made.
I'm grateful for all of these experiences because it really led me back to, I know I belong in LA and I know I belong in this industry. Like, it's just always been my dream. And so I couldn't not go back. I knew I had to at some point pick myself up and come back stronger. So after that whole experience, I really wanted to get back to the music and really just push out this original music. So when I moved back to LA, I had my new EP that I was trying to push. I had a growing fan base, and a lot of them really connected with the music that I had released. So I was really excited about that. And I decided to pick myself up and come back. And I wanted this time in LA to be different than the last time. I didn't want to work a 9-to-5. I was like determined to gain enough fans to where I could support myself and really live, the artist lifestyle. And I did more brand deals, I got more opportunities, and since my fan base was growing, I was doing more collaborations with artists that I actually grew up watching, which was amazing, like AJ and Joseph Vincent and Schneider and Timothy DeLaGhetto, and all of them became really good friends of mine throughout this experience. Honestly, one of the biggest things that happened when I first moved back to LA was I auditioned for East West Players' Mamma Mia, and I ended up getting the role of Lisa in that production, and that was my first stage show also back, like since the ship and since high school. That was the first professional show that I did, so it was a really big stepping stone for me. It led to a lot of opportunities. I got a new manager and was able to get my first role on TV for The Young and the Restless on CBS. I had the opportunity to sing for the Rose Bowl for the women's national soccer team. I sang for the Lakers at the Staples Center, which was just mind-blowing because I love them. And I always dreamed of singing at stadiums and in arenas. And so to have those dreams actually start to come to life was amazing. So it's just been a wild ride, but I am still on this train. I'm still auditioning all the time. I'm still collaborating with all of my peers and grinding, and trying to reach that next level. And I'm just grateful, though, for everything. I'm grateful for all of the obstacles because it's helped me appreciate what I have now, and it's helped me become the person that I am. And I've been in so many audition rooms where I've been told no. I've had so many doors closed in my face, but just to persist and keep going and to be resilient. And I actually have a tattoo that says the word resilient for that reason, because when I was a kid, my dad always said, always be resilient. And I never understood what that meant until I went through my own personal struggles. And now I really know what it means to, fall 7 times and stand up 8 and just come back stronger always. The downs make the high points even sweeter, and it's helped me appreciate everything and every opportunity that I have now. So I'm always growing though. I'm always pushing myself. There's not a day where I'm oh, I'm satisfied, I'm chill now. There's still so much more to be done, especially in this industry, and I'm grateful to be Filipina and to be helping represent in mainstream entertainment, and that's just my goal. I want to inspire people. I'm still striving to help be an inspiration to other people who are going through hardships and who feel like it's the end, but it's never the end, and there's always a way back. And there's always a comeback after every setback, and that's the biggest thing that I've learned. As far as things that I'm working on, I am on the brink of a few opportunities that could change my life. So I am, adjusting to all the COVID things, but I'm continuing to push forward, and I'm really excited for whatever the future holds.
You in the morning, came with no warning. You don't need to try, 'cause you're the type of guy I know that I need. Easy like a Sunday, coasting on a highway. Don't need to think twice, the look in your eyes tells me that your love's what I needed the most. No one else comes close. Take it slow, 'cause I know it's always better with you, me, meeting in the middle, feeling maybe just a little bit crazy. I can see me loving you daily. Can we both explore the possibilities? Take a chance on us, so we'll never be, baby. I can see me loving you. I can see me loving you. You're worth it, baby. You're worth it. You're worth it, baby. You're worth it. Telling you that, baby, you're perfect to me, to me. I don't gotta worry, 'cause you know my story. Even though we just met, I can throw away my insecurities. Loving you is easy, something worth believing. I see my future in your eyes, and something's telling me your love's what I needed the most. No one else comes close. Take it slow, 'cause I know it's always better with you, me, meeting in the middle, feeling maybe just a little bit crazy. I can see me loving you daily.
So I just want to give a huge thank you to Character Media for allowing me to tell my story. And thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in. If you want to check out more of my music, you can check it out on Spotify, iTunes, everything under Jules Aurora. My Instagram is also at Jules Aurora, so I would love to see you guys there. Leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think. And I'm just sending you lots of love and a big virtual hug.
Text again, you're searching, but I know ways to play pretend. I've seen it, you're reciting every line in the book. No, I'm not down for the Netflix and chill, saving it for something real. 'Cause honey, I'm good. I might come on nights, but that don't mean I got the time to entertain. 'Cause I'm feeling good in my own